Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Ultima VIII, and when last we left off, we began to explore the eastern side of Tenebrae. We found a few things that we could take, but mostly we discovered that Bastate has many enemies, at least according to Bastate. Now that we found the library, we can have a conversation with this person, who we were told to find. I'm sure that we have many things to discuss. Greetings. Greetings, stranger. What is your name? My name is Bentic. It is a word of pagan derivation. I think it originally meant he who toils hard, but that is not for certain. I have found a number of references to Ventak in several older texts and feel that this may be the roots of the name Bentic. And what is your name, friend? My name is Kikoskia. Well met, Kikoskia. I am pleased to meet you. What do you do? By trade, I am a librarian of this city. However, I prefer to think of myself as a student of life, one who spends his time observing all facets of life. I am a great studier of people. You would be amazed at the things you may learn by simply observing your neighbours in their everyday life. Tell me of the library. The library is my joy. It is where I spend all my time, studying the words left by our predecessors. You cannot believe what is in these books. They contain the wisdom of many ages in them. Too many people overlook the knowledge of our past generations. Because of this, we are doomed to repeat the same mistakes over and over again. Tell me of the people. Ah, are you a student of life as well? I do so enjoy finding someone who shares the same passions as I do. The people here in Tenebrae are a varied and fascinating lot. They go about their daily toils, labouring under the yoke of a somewhat restrictive government, and yet still find the time to enjoy themselves occasionally. Tell me of the books. My library is full of many books. Are you a scholar as well? Oh, I am so happy to have met you. Please feel free to make use of my library and books. We shall have many interesting discussions, I am sure. Oh, we're going to have many interesting discussions indeed. Tell me of your neighbours. I think the one I like to spend the most time with is Devon. He is such a sharp fellow. I think he has far more potential than even he realizes. I wonder if that is a very, very not subtle hint at something yet to come. I've met Devon. Have you? Oh, he is such a nice fellow. We've spent hours in conversation here. He is really quite sharp, loves books almost as much as I do. In some ways, he knows more about Pagan than I. Devon has potential? Yes, I can't put my finger on it, but there's something there. Call it a hunch if you will. I just seem to feel that there is something about him that suggests great things. He does love to read. Maybe he is destined to be a great scholar. Or maybe something else. A restrictive government? It is not quite the safe thing to discuss here. Even my interest in knowledge and books cannot protect me from Lady Mordia. You might say she has a rather short temper. Why, just recently her guards confiscated my personal diary, though I don't have any idea why. Does he know how I may leave Pagan? Leave Pagan? My goodness, I don't think I've ever had anyone ask for that. But then again, you don't act, talk, or dress like anyone I've ever seen before. Let's see. I can only suggest you speak to someone with more magic abilities than I. Mithran could help you, or, though I dread to suggest it, perhaps the Necromancer could help you. Necromancer? Oh, they're not as bad as many of the people in this city make out. Their magic is a little macabre, I suppose, but they do have quite a bit of magic at their call. They serve Lithos, you know. Who is Lithos? The Earth Titan, or Mountain King as he is sometimes called. He is a very powerful Titan, has the ability to make the very ground shake. The Necromancers still serve him, though I understand they have very few applicants to be an apprentice these days. Who is Mithran? Mithran lives in a small house on the plateau. He has been known to dabble in the various magical arts and is a scholar. He often makes magical scrolls and things and sells them. Mithran practices magical arts? Yes, though I'm not sure what school he follows. Perhaps his magical arts are more similar to what the Avatar knows. Mithran is a scholar? Well, of sorts. He enjoys studying and reading books as I do, but he will form an opinion and tout it as perfect. He will even cite his own writings as examples of perfect creative thinking. This makes talking to him a bit tedious, but he is a good source of information. What schools? Why, the 4 elemental schools, of course. There are those who follow Lithos and practice his magic. These spells are mostly earth-based spells. They require long hours of study and practice to cast correctly, or so I've read. The tempestual magics of Hydros are only available through hereditary, and so are unavailable to the majority. Now, the magics of Pyros, the fire elemental, are quite spectacular to watch, but very dangerous to a caster. Stratos, on the other hand, provides healing magics, although she requires strict obedience to her tenets. Where is the plateau? From the palace in the center of Tenebrae, head north out of the city. Follow the path through the valley to a cave entrance. Go through the cave. It opens on the other side of the mountain on the plateau. Bye. Come back anytime, Kikoskia. I so love a good conversation. So we have somewhere that we could go. We could go over to the plateau and see Mithran. And there is this person here. Let's have a conversation. Greetings. People are trying to read. Oh, sorry, my mistake. What is in here? Quiet. Alright, we shall be very quiet as we walk into here, and close the door very loudly behind us. There are numerous things in here, like a fish, and this clock, and this book that we might read. Stories to Make Children Sleep by Brother Grimm. Jelly was a lad who was so hard to please. Nothing would he eat except for plates full of cheese. His obsession was strange and no one knew why. He swore cheese was his meal to the day that he died. His father, a strong man, who was hearty and pink, was at his wit's end and driven to drink. He would stay at the tavern and tell of his woe, on cheap tankards of grog his money he'd blow. My son, a good lad, though a little bit chunky, has turned into a ravenous Limburger junkie. All my land and my house and the coins in my purse I will give to the man who could remove this foul curse. The old man's plea went out and was told near and far. It was whispered by gossip and made light of in the bar. But one day into town strolled a strange little fellow. His robes were all tattered and his skin a sickly yellow. I can cure your boy, he told the ripe drunken sod. I will make him good as new, this lad you call Todd. The father cried, his name's not Todd, it's Jelly, you snot. But go on in and give it a try. Give it your best shot. But before he started, the mage asked for a small taste of grog to quell a quick thirst. After slamming 4 tankards, he got back to work, though his eyes did spin and his hands did jerk. With the boy before him, the mage reared back, while clutching his reagents in a small toad sack. He sent out flames of red, green and blue that engulfed the boy, hiding him from all's view. When the flames died away, as well as the stench, to the father's red eyes, his boy was a wench. Oh no, he cried, and he cursed his new fate. My hard-working boy now looks like dungeon bait. How could you do this, you doddering old fool? Did you sleep every day while in wizardry school? With the excitement now over, the father settled down upon the nearest table. His head he did pound. Suddenly, a dark-robed figure entered into the grog joint, and at the old mage a withered finger he did point. Then with a flash of yellow, the mage disappeared. Everyone dove for cover, for spellcasters they now feared. With an incantation shouted by the figure in black, the young boy named Jelly quickly transmuted back. As he left the place, everyone heard the words of the monk, never let a bad spellcaster cast spells, especially drunk. To this very day, the young boy they call Jelly continues to stuff away cheese in his portly pot belly. But his father is content, and he will always smile, this beats worrying about a daughter by a country mile. 'Tis not but I don't want a girl, claims the tired old father, but when a boy is young, he is less of a bother. A young boy you must check on every time, and again, but with a young girl, you must watch all the young men. That is a curious read to have here in the place that specifically asks for quiet. Then again, maybe that's just a general sign. Let's move up here, past the tankard that looks very skull-like, and head upstairs. Is there anything up here of any importance? Well, there are lots of books, which really doesn't surprise me. Anything over here? The answer is, not really. There's a book there that we might read another time. Let's have a look over here. Maybe we can get some nice views while we read a book or two. The answer is, there doesn't appear to be anything of any importance over here. So we're just going to continue exploring around Tenebrae, and eventually we may go and look for Mithran. Mithran definitely sounds like somebody we need to talk to, especially if we want to leave Pagan. It seems like he's the only person that may have a solution. And why a thorax indeed? We may never know. Let's head this way, shall we? Out and to somewhere else. I'm sure there are a few more places that we can visit before we go and buy a few things. There are a few things that we do need to buy. Mainly some more armour. Perhaps even a better weapon. It may be a good idea to get some more armour first, though. We do have a pretty decent weapon after all. What's over here? Have a run and find out, Avatar. This door is locked. But maybe we can get in there if we go over here and have a little bit of a rest. Get that backpack out and just... Ooh, somebody has said something to us. Who are you? You are a beggar. You'll just ask us to give you money, so we're going to go over here instead and just have a bit of a rest, if I can actually get to the backpack. There we go. Let us rest for 1 period of time. Actually, let's rest for quite a lot of periods of time. Let's rest for 3. You only need to rest for 1 to regain all of your health. Not that we're trying to regain our health, and also, let's get that up. Not that we're going to get into any combat right now, but it's a good idea to have it there just in case. Is this now open? Can we now go in? The answer is... no, it's still locked. What time is it currently? Let us check with our very big clock that we're carrying around here. It is currently, let's see, first E66. I'm not sure what time that is. We're just going to rest right here until such a time as this is open. This is no time to rest. Really? Why is there any time to rest? I don't know why, but maybe we'll come back there later. Maybe when it's open. For now, we're going to go and leave. There is one place we can go that we haven't yet been, and that is that we haven't yet been to the central area and had a good look there. There's actually a lot to see there. Not that we can get access to it from here, in the middle of this dirt. We can get access to it here, though. Let's go and have a quick look. This is the other side of the central area. We need to just have a little bit of a look around, and somewhere around here, there is the exit out there, which is fine. We do need to leave at some point, but not just yet. We could go and have a look at the palace. The palace seems like an important place to have a look at. Let's just walk around a bit and see if we can find anything of significance. There's the palace itself, and I'm a little loath to go in and have a look around, especially if Mordia is asleep. If we go into the bedroom while Mordia is asleep, it's a very, very quick way to die. We could go in there, or we could go in here, both of which seem like a particularly bad idea. I mean, we can open the door and just go inside, why not? There's some meat there that we could grab, there's some mushrooms, and there's some cheese. We don't want any of that at all. But if we go over here, there is a door that we could open from this side. This looks like a kind of banqueting hall. And here is a sign that will probably say mess hall. Not quite a banquet hall, but good enough. Also, someone is complaining that their plate is empty. You are currently awake. We could go into the royal hall. This is something that we need to save before we do, because this is something that may very well kill us. Let's just save. There we go. We have now saved. Let us go in and close the door behind us. Anything in here of any particular note? There is a wooden throne. There's also a locked door here. And there's a cushion over here that we may want to move. Let's just move this. There is a key under this cushion. We want to grab this for later, but if we try to actually grab the key and move it, we'll likely die. But if we double click the key and add it to our keyring, nobody cares, which means that we can then go into here by unlocking this door. Again, we still need to be very careful, because we are entering into an area that we really shouldn't be in right now. We have no reason to be in here apart from being nosy. So let's go in and be nosy. The door is open. We're going to close the door and we're going to have a look at everything. Starting with this thing here. Let's just open this up and find some perfume. We don't really need any perfume. What about in here? Anything in here? The answer is not really. But what about here? This is a locked door, but I imagine the key that we have will have no difficulty opening it. Let's give it a try, shall we? If I can actually... There we go. It's a little bit finicky. Did that work? The answer is no. Not at all. So we have access to here, but we don't have access to there. Maybe there's a key that we haven't found yet. Maybe it's in there. But either way, we now have access to this room. Should we ever need access to this room? We might. There's a dagger there. Let's have a look at this dagger. It's a dagger. That's fine. We can have a look around a little more. Doesn't seem like there's anything else in here, though. So we'd better just leave. Just in case we happen to alert anyone to the fact that we're somewhere we shouldn't be, and we get horribly killed. But having that key, always a good idea. Alright, let's keep exploring, shall we? Maybe we can find something else that we want to have a look at. Ah, here's a locked door with lots of awesome things in it. Can we get access to this? That would be quite nice. The answer is no. That doesn't surprise me. What about in here? This is the palace barracks. We could go in here. Is there anything good in here that we can take? Any equipment or anything like that? It would seem no. There's a book that we're not going to read. There's also a place down here. Any equipment in here? Maybe there is. Let's just have a quick look around. I'm sure nobody will mind. There's nothing there of any particular importance. Nothing there. Nothing there either. And so the Avatar looked around for things that might be useful, and didn't really find that much at all. Or maybe there is something useful. Authorized personnel only. There is a switch. We can press this and open this up.
There is no escape from this prison.
Apart from the fact that we just opened the door, and it would appear like this thing wants to fight us. It is now dead. The first combat, and victory was ours. Excellent. We definitely want to have a look here. This is certainly a very morbid sight indeed. Do these doors open? No, they are locked. Do we have the key to unlock them? No, we do not. I wonder where the key is. Do you have the key? It is unlikely that you have the key, and it's very unlikely that you have the key either. What about over here? Is the key in here? No. All of these doors, I think, are locked. We're definitely going to need to find a key at some point. But it's nice to have a look around, just in case there was anything good in there. There was nothing good in there, though. And so, we're just going to have a quick glance in here. I don't think there's anything really important in there. Eventually I'll be able to pathfind in there. Nope, give it one more go, Avatar. Turn and walk. There we go, we figured it out. There's really nothing good in here. So, we're just going to head back the way we came. And anything in here? There's a barrel. The barrel may have something awesome in it. Like lots and lots of money, maybe? No? It's just, no, it's just fish. We don't need any fish. We already have some fish after all. This way we go. Back upstairs. And I think we will head this way. Out and away from the palace. Because after all, the last thing we want to have happen is for us to die. Then again, we could go upstairs. maybe there's something awesome upstairs that we could find. There's this area. I don't want to know what that area is used for. And there's also this area up here. Anything in this desk that could be of... Aha! Money! We want that money. Excellent. We'll just take that. And nobody cares that we took that money. You could have noticed, but you didn't notice. And so, we are going to leave. But we're going to look in here first. Anything in here? There's just a book. We don't want that book, we only want money. And we got a little bit of money for our troubles. We also got a key that I'm sure that we'll use at some point. And when we come back, folks, we finally have a place that we can go. We need to go and seek Mithrin. Also, here's a locked door. Can we open this door? I find it highly unlikely, but we'll give it a try, if we can actually click this. The answer is no. Doesn't surprise me. And so, when we come back, folks, we're going to go and try to seek Mithrin. After, I think, we get a little bit more equipment. We are a little under-equipped, at least compared to how I'd want to be. We have a whole 83 obsidian coins. I'm sure we could buy loads of things with that. Or maybe we can buy nothing with that. There's only one way to find out, and that's to go to the blacksmiths when it's open. Also, I like the fact that the person guarding here will walk around us because we're standing here. We're just generally being a nuisance right now. And so, I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later. We may have a sword and a helmet and a shield. We're going to need a lot more than that before we move on. Some armor would be nice, for instance. Later.